Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fifth Road Spirit. I am here with your reading for the week of August 16th, 2020. Every single time I do this, I forget my water. 1 second. Okay. So, this is going to be another, coincidentally, 2-part reading. We have the new moon in Leo coming up. I believe it's either tomorrow on the 17th or later today on the 16th. I'll double check and add that to the comments. 1 second. Okay, got a little bit of water. That's good. I've mostly been reading, taking notes, going through my my journal and the things that I've been going through, messages I've been receiving over the week. I have come to realize that I'm just probably not the person that does a lot of posting on my social media account until it's time for the weekly reading. So, yeah, just wanted to put that out there, kind of manage expectations a little bit. But I love going deeper with my own divine journey, spiritual journey, and working with the moon, and most especially working with the dark feminine who entered my life very, very abruptly a little over a year ago. And it has been extremely life-changing, which is why I wanted to get into this kind of work. So it started with tarot, and now I'm moving into combining tarot with astrology. So I'm starting a little bit with the moon, but what I'm also trying to do is just give you a little bit of an overview. I gave a little bit of an in-depth overview last week on some of the retrograde things and how they kind of lined up with tarot. So I'll read through those notes. Well, let's just do an overall current. Let's focus on the now. So currently we have the sun in Leo, and I'll put up a really quick slide about the sun in Leo, basically giving like a short what who they might be, what the time frame is for the sign of Leo, because we'll be moving out of Leo soon and moving into Virgo over the next week or so. And so you can go ahead and read that. Hopefully I'll be able to put it up there. I just made a little slide. But yeah, let's see. We've also got Mercury in Leo, and Mercury in Leo is about being intuitive, someone who's very noble, or also controlling. But in my write-up last week, Mercury in Leo, it gives us this feeling of taking your power and your story back as your own. Because, of course, Leo is already in its own sign of the sun. It's on the ruling planet of the sun. Planet, it's actually a star. But Leo is ruled by the sun. So that's pretty empowering, I would say. And we've also got Venus in Cancer right now, which is very much tied to this feeling of the mother, the inner mother, And we're probably thinking a lot about our home, and some of us might be going even a little bit deeper into union with the occult, say occult practices like tarot, astrology, um, looking into things like that. We also have Mars and Aries. We're also, this Aries is in its home in Mars. These are very philosophical and inspiring people who, do things without really, with no hesitation, just, oh, I've got an idea, I'm going to go do it. But with Mars and Aries, we have to be really careful about, having accidents and things like that. So the unusual thing about Mars and Aries is that it's actually going to stay in Aries for about 6 months, and it's going retrograde in fairly soon. I don't have the dates for those. Also, we have Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto are all in Capricorn and all retrograde. And that I summed up last week as it's kind of like being in the room with the elephant. But, instead of that phrase being, there's an elephant in the room and we're all kind of like, there's an elephant in the room. We're all kind of like, why the hell are we dealing with this elephant in the room? We need to take responsibility and take accountability for it and get it out of the room. This elephant doesn't belong in the room. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of the sense that I get from Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto, all in Capricorn and all being retrograde. It's a quick summary, I know, but I only have a few minutes on this platform. So I try to, kind of get to the summary of it, and you take away from it what you need. And that also gets me to my notes for the week. 1 second. So, notes for the week, but also, okay, I'll do notes for the week really quickly. So what came up for me spiritually was, and this is not something that happened externally that kind of just said, oh, this is just something that, oh, I get the message. Like, I don't need to experience it. Please, Spirit, I don't need to experience because I get the message. Watch who you trust with your beliefs and who you are. And this circles right into when I say free will, you absolutely have a choice as to who influences your life, who influences your spirit, who influences your space. Watch who you let into it, okay? Other notes are allow the healing process to be your choice, to be one where, and this is what I'm learning as I expand my spiritual practice, when someone approaches me for healing, I expect that person to bring the same energy as I'm bringing to that spiritual, like, what's the word? To that spiritual exchange. So when someone comes to the table and says, "Hey, this," or honestly, from my side of things, it's when I see someone that I know is hurting, I have to, in my heart, understand that I can't force healing on them. I can't force my knowing what they need and knowing, I cannot force that on them, especially as a healer. So my note here is allow the healing process to be your choice, your free will. Part of being an adult is allowing and respecting the choices, respecting choices first and foremost, your own. So Um, yeah, I'm being reminded of essentially, I think I'm tapping into this Venus energy a little bit because my ruling planet is Venus. So for me, it's um, helping people understand that when they come to the table with me, it is going to be an equal exchange of energy. It's not going to be me me giving and kind of like throwing it into um, like into a box to be put away. Do you know what I mean? So when someone comes to the table with me, it's like I acknowledge that they've made an adult choice to share with me, and I am also making an adult choice to share with them. As you know, and this is again as a spiritual, um, gosh, this is probably going to be the first time I've ever said it, but a spiritual healer. Oh, wow, that's heavy. Okay, so moving on to new moon in Leo. This Leo new moon, I have been so the only thing that I've been getting with this new moon in Leo is I kept hearing starting on like Friday, I started hearing Michael Jackson's Man in the Mirror. Like I just kept hearing it and I was like, of course I'm like, oh. But it really is that I think that's what we're getting with this new moon in Leo is that we're seeing Leo is actually looking very critically in the mirror at who they are and saying, either using that as a power or they're using that as, a very heavy critique. And for me, having Leo where it is in my chart is like, oh gosh. It is really heavy. It's really heavy to be, when you're already like on a daily basis your own worst critic, and now you've got new moon in Leo being like doubling down on that criticism. So yeah, it's fun times. So let's go ahead and move forward, and we'll do the new moon in Leo reading. I have my dark candle here, my black candle lit for the new moon. And also, speaking of the new moon, let's talk a little bit about the dark feminine, um, the phases of the moon, and I'll probably keep talking about this book for at least another year on this channel, so just settle in and get used to it. Mysteries of the Dark Moon, The Healing Power of the Dark Goddess by Demetra George. In my astrology study, I am starting with the moon, and especially the dark feminine, because I have a special, I believe, a special tie to her, to the dark feminine. And so the phase of the moon that we're going into is the new moon. Typically, you're not really supposed to do anything on the new moon, or start anything new. You're supposed to just take in everything that has happened over the last moon phase since the last full moon, and really get into what has come up for you, and start figuring out what seeds you need to plant for the next cycle. And you're not supposed to do anything, start anything. Maybe, a lot of my friends say, on a new moon, you're supposed to clean the house, you're supposed to change the sheets on your bed, you're supposed to do all these things to celebrate the new moon arrival. So when we talk about the dark feminine in this new moon, this is representative of the crone at this phase. If we think about the moon as three in three phases, so the dark moon represents the crone. The as it moves through, it goes into maiden, and then mother, and then back to crone. So there's your triple goddess, but there's also in each of those things this idea of death, rebirth, and regeneration. Yes, yes. Death, what's the cycle? Sorry, I'm talking too fast, so I'm blanking. But it's basically death, birth, and regeneration, and the ability to just cycle through all those three. And so each of those three representations and embraces in it, though, each of those, but their special power is really in one of those. So crone is death, but there's also the mystery of death. There's the celebration of death, which is represented in sometimes with sex. So there's that as well. So I just want to read something really quickly about the dark feminine. To see the destruction and death of the old and joyfully embrace it as a sign of imminent renewal is the naked awareness of the dark goddess. The work of our psyche necessitates that we cleanse and purify our distorted image of the dark goddess and of death. Through patriarchal culture, these erroneous images have affected our bodies, minds, and environment, and have impaired our relationships with the other. As we revision our understanding of the dark, part of our soul task is to become skillful artists who image and fashion this renewed, creative, feminine energy. Okay? And there's something else I wanted to point out. The dark goddess, and I just read it here, the dark goddess of many names was the prophetess and holder of mysteries. She bestowed dreams, visions, and magical knowledge, whereby one could fathom the mysteries of the unknown, and this understanding of secret and hidden things brought power in itself. The ancient dark goddess who has been rejected has come, in modern psychology, to symbolize the feminine shadow. Because the daughters of night inhabit the dark places of our psyche, they are difficult to access with the waking eye or conscious mind. Although we may not in a continuous sense be aware of their presence or even acknowledge their existence, they live in us as foundations within our unconscious. So I say that to say, pay attention to your dreams. Start a dream journal. I highly encourage it. I did have a shamanic journey recently that I wanted to make a separate video for. I'll probably do that later on in the week. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on with our new moon reading. I'll go ahead and use the Rider-Waite deck for this. Our new moon in Leo reading. Okay. Just 1 second. Okay. All right, let's see. I call on my divine teachers and masters. I call on my ascended and enlightened ancestors. I call on the spirits of the elements of fire, water, air, earth, and the universal spirit that connects them all, to come into this reading with some guidance for the collective, for the new moon in Leo, and for the week of August 16th, 2020. Thank you, Spirit, and thank you all for being here. All right, let's get some cards for. First up is the new moon in Leo reading. Thank you so much, Spirit. Can we get some cards? Thank you, Spirit, for the new moon in Leo, for the collective. Ooh, okay, that one seems to kind of want to stay out there. Okay, ooh. Right. Can we get some cards for the new moon in Leo, for the collective? Can we get some cards for the new moon in Leo, for the collective? Can we get some cards for the new moon in Leo? Thank you, Spirit. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the world. All right. So, first up we have the Justice card. Then we have the Six of Wands, the Chariot, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the World. Yeah, so I think this is a little bit echoing, what we see in the mirror. This World card it's the beginning and the ending. It's the beginning and an ending. It's the end of a phase, it's the beginning phase. This is the final card in the major arcana of the tarot. And it's interesting that this mirroring is being echoed here. With Justice, a lot of times what we're looking at is maybe a legal matter or a legal situation. Sometimes it stands for, take it as it resonates, of course, but sometimes it stands as a, there's lawsuits, but there's also, and this is indicative of divorce or separation, some sort of legal matter where the courts are involved. However, because we have the Six of Wands, this is a celebratory situation. It's very interesting to see that this man riding on this horse, kind of being heralded and celebrated, holding the stick of justice. So if there's some sort of like a legal situation, you could be coming out on top of that situation, or someone is coming out of that. Yeah, someone is coming out of that legal situation, and maybe even awarding this. Oh, you are being awarded justice, most likely. And then we have the Chariot. I love to see the Chariot because to me it's kind of like if you're dealing, if this is something that's 3D, it could, when I say 3D, it's like earthly things. If this is something that is, something that you want to see in your waking life, this could be actually just about transportation or about a car or some sort of like transportation winnings. But this, at a higher level, this could be about moving towards success. Once you've been granted this winnings, this crown of sorts. It's interesting. So there could be this can also mean success with a relationship with someone that may not look, sound, or be as the same background as you. But either way, whatever this is coming in to bring you, what's the word? Whatever this is coming in, and it's going to bring you, it's going to be like this, like kind of like a saving grace kind of a thing. I don't know why I'm getting, there's this phrase called a Hail Mary in the US. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but essentially it means, kind of like at the last minute, someone swoops in to kind of like save you from a situation kind of a thing. And that's kind of, this is what I see in the Knight of Pentacles card, is that actual, this offer that's coming in. The Pentacles is all about this, it's about money, it's about resources. This is something that is basically coming in the nick of time, even though it's moving very slowly. The Chariot is kind of like pushing this Nine of Pentacles in, like, hey, I'm coming to bring you this offer. And if we look at it, the Star card, the Star card for me is about hope. It's about pouring into what we want, pouring our attention where we want the most success in return, and leaving the rest behind. But it is we're putting our hope into something. This is almost this oh gosh, I know, I don't know if you've ever seen or read The Secret, and it's not so much about the secret itself, but it's about the story behind The Secret. But it's essentially, when you are focused on the thing that you want, That is where all your energy is going to go. And that is where the secret actually comes in, is that you're manifesting it by paying attention to the thing that you actually want. You have hope, and that's the thing you're paying attention to. And that is what I believe this new moon in Leo is going to ask of you, is look in the mirror, put your energy where you want it, where you want the most outcome. Interesting. Because definitely what's happening is that there's the end of a cycle. There's the end of some phase, but also the beginning of another. And also the world can stand for something, the end of the year could be very important. Or over another 365 days could be very important. Okay, wow. Where are we at on time? 25 minutes. Let me go ahead and do your weekly reading. And for that, I will use Wild Unknown Tarot. Okay. All right. So you come into this reading for the collective with some guidance for the collective for the week of August 16th. Thank you so much, Spirit. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this. So grateful for the blessing of the mysteries. Yeah. Ooh, okay. So can we get some guidance for the collective for this week? Oh, it's the Chariot again. Can we get one more card? Give me 2 cards. I will take it. Wow. Okay. This is a lot of cards, Spirit. I don't know how much more time I have left on the too many cards. Okay. I'm just gonna leave it at this. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Wow. All right, for the week. Again, we have the Chariot showing up. This ushering in of success. And there's also some sort of clarity that's coming through with it, with the Ace of Swords. But that truth also brings this Tower moment, which a lot of readers and fans of tarot see the Tower and they're like, uh-oh. And the thing that I like to remind people is that the Tower doesn't come to destroy us, it comes to help us. So it seems as if this truth or clarity, this divine truth or clarity that's coming in, comes in to help us out. You can see kind of the matching here of the structure of truth is bringing this Tower down. Yeah, very similar in structure, because truth is eternal. Towers are usually man-made. So then we have the Daughter of Cups. Daughter of Cups is usually the Page of Cups. And it could be that this could be about a relationship, this could be about a spiritual message that's coming in, or someone is making you an offer that is unexpected. And it's a relationship offer, actually. And it could be something that contains everything you've ever wanted, right? The promises of everything you've ever wanted. The Page of Cups to me is also indicative of a pregnancy announcement. So that could be something that is happening this week as well. Then we have, again, the Six of Wands. Someone is being heralded, someone is being released, someone is being given a miraculous chance. I see this as being moving to a new level in their lives, given kind of a divine upgrade. And then, of course, we have the Son of Cups, which is representative of the Knight of Cups. This is someone If you, if this is you, this is someone who is kind of young on the, not like maybe in their 30s or something. If this is representative of a person, but this is also someone who is bringing romance, bringing charm, bringing everything you've ever wanted. But because it's the Knight of Cups, it's someone that is probably not going to be around very long. So you almost have to make your own decision as to whether or not this Knight of Cups, this Son of Cups, is actually bringing something that's going to be useful for you, whether or not you want to invest in it. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Wands, and this is all about moving to a place where we are nurtured. So it could be that you are moving out of relationship, out of your thoughts and ideas about this relationship that you had. You're getting some clarity on it, and it's weird because at the same time you're getting news of a new relationship. I don't know if this is somebody hearing about someone else having a relationship on the side while they were also in a relationship with you. I don't really sense a Three of Swords here, but I do sense there's kind of this breakdown of what you thought. You're getting communication about someone is coming in with this message of clarity, but also a message of truth that is bringing down your idea of what you thought either that relationship or that communication was, or that the idea of relationship has changed for you. Okay, so I want to go ahead and get some guidance for you. Hopefully my camera is going to hang in there so I can get that for you. Let's see. I wasn't going to do Power of Surrender, but let's see if Spirit has a message for us through the Power of Surrender cards, because that is how we use our power with the Dark Feminine, is by surrendering to it. It can be a very tough energy to surrender to. So let's go ahead and see if we can connect with the Dark Feminine by surrendering to her knowledge, surrendering to her presence. Spirit, can we get some guidance for these readings for the new moon and for the week of August 16th? Okay. Spirit, I'm going to ask one more time. Spirit, can we get some guidance for these readings for the new moon in Leo and for the reading for August? Okay. The reading for August, the week of August 16th. Okay. So we have one card out, and that is, excuse me. Surrender to trust. Trust yourself and your decisions. Don't be swayed by other people's strong opinions about what to do. Take action and be confident that you have chosen the right path. And I think that's definitely what I was feeling in the notes before is, trust yourself, trust your actions, trust that you are doing what you need to do for you. I think I can do one more guidance card. I would love to do one more guidance card, actually. I love the oracle cards. Like, if you ever wanted me to do an oracle reading for you, I would be so happy, because I just love the oracle cards, and I wish I could do more readings with them. Actually, that'd be cool. Alright, so Spirit, can we get some additional guidance from the Magdalene oracle cards? Let's see. So my wrist is, I'll just FYI and be real about it, guys. I've said this before on my channel. I'm actually, No, actually, I am also, in addition to like all this, I'm a rock climber. I've recently taken up mountain biking in the last year, so my hands are gnarly and ridiculous. I don't have pretty nails. Um, I don't know, makeup just seems like it's just another, takes more time out of my morning, and I like sleep, so that's just me, and just putting that out there. Okay, spirits, we have a Magdalene Oracle card for this these two readings for the collective. Can we have some guidance, please? I just left that one. Wow, transformation. Yeah, this is that's pretty interesting that we've got the transformation card here. And I'll go ahead and set it up and then read it for you. Actually, I'll set both of these up. Both transformation and surrender to trust. Come on. Come on. Okay. Can you see this? Let's do that. Okay. Surrender to trust. Where's my book? Bins. Transformation for the Mary Magdalene. Okay. Your world may seem like it has turned upside down, yet rest assured there is no need for concern. A positive transformation related to work, study, or finances is now occurring. Keep calm and allow the storm to clear, for when it does, you shall discover that that things have been rearranged for the better. Do not fear the changes. Do not fear the changes taking place, for change is a necessary part of life. With every ending, actually, and that's part of what I see in this Tower card. Tower cards are all about transformation, and it's not necessarily like it's a lot of times it shakes the foundation of the thing that you wanted, but really what it's here to do is bring you what you need. Okay. Do not fear the changes taking place, for change is a necessary part of life. With every ending comes a new beginning, and this is what I see in the World card. Trust and be prepared to lovingly let go of the past. If there is one certainty in life, it is that your life will continue to transform as it magically unfolds. Though you may feel unsettled and unsure at present, try to be flexible in your thinking and be open to new ideas. A bright future awaits. Wow. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I think that this truth here is showing showing that, yes, there's this rigidity of truth, this absoluteness of truth, but there's also the flexibility of the action that is attached to it with this tower. So even though, the truth can show up in a way that might not seem, the truth is going to show up in a way that keeps the identity of the truth, but the way that it is acted out can always be different. Always. But the truth remains the same. Okay? So don't let anyone take your truth away from you, that's for sure. But be understanding that the way that truth comes about may be different. So say, just an example, like say you always wanted to be a ballerina. Like I'll just put out there, like as a kid, I wanted to be a ballerina, right? The first time I went through ballet classes and all that stuff as a kid and didn't really go through with it and pursue it any further, even though I love ballet and I love the gracefulness attached to it. But the first time that I actually went climbing and I saw how graceful climbers were, at least in the gym, I saw that I could move my body in a graceful way, similar to a ballerina with the same strength, right? With that same strength, but in a different container. So I can move like a ballerina as a rock climber, but I didn't have to be a ballerina. But that is still my truth. Essentially wanting the grace and movement of a ballerina, but it just looks different. That's all. So, I just wanted to say that. And This is your new moon reading, new moon Leo reading, and your weekly reading for August, the week of August 16th, 2020. I look forward to seeing you again next week. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I hope you have a wonderful new moon cycle. Do those rituals, clean your spaces, get prepared, look in the mirror, okay? Talk to you later. Bye.